Welcome to episode 43 of the What If South is Up podcast, where we explore fantasy worlds with our what if lens, delving into learning more about and maybe even reimagining our worlds. We blend a bit of wisdom and a dash of whimsy to spark our creativity and yours. Get ready to reimagine and dig deeper as we journey from what if to what's possible. In other words, how to wing it like an author. My name is Christina X. Tina Lefebvre, and I'm in the middle of building my first world, a magical parallel Earth. And I'm stalled on my first novel with the working title of Cogs and Claws. And with me is my ever patient and not punishing partner, Mr. Derek Hall.
I'm on my second beer because of you.
It was my fault, but it's not my fault.
It's always your fault. Hey everybody, I'm Derek Hall. I'm the creator of the Crimson Prophecy series, and as much as I like to give my lovely co-host all the trouble, it's only partly her fault. And she's not fired yet.
I'm not fired. Yeah. Okay.
Before we dive into today's adventure and see which what if question chance brings up, Christina, what are you drinking today?
Something pretty easy. Sangria.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy peasy, goes down easy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love a good sangria, especially at Thanksgiving for whatever reason.
That's a good thought. And this is nothing special. It's just I was walking in for my normal, and the box of sangria literally jumped into my arms, and the next thing I know, I was buying it. So
it's alive. So I am also dealing with something fruity, but on a completely different spectrum. I have a Leinenkugel Juicy Peach Shandy, which is absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Sweet?
A little bit sweet, a little bit tart. It's got like a fresh peach flavor. It's not like, gummy peach rings peach or like Jolly Rancher peach. It's actual peach. And it's really good. It's light, it's summery, it's fun. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Well, that sounds good. Cheers, dude.
Yeah.
Cheers. All right. Since our last episode, what's new in your writing world? Any breakthroughs, fresh storytelling tricks, woes? Anything you want to share?
There's not much to report on this end. The novella continues apace, but I haven't hit any real issues, which I suppose is good, just not very interesting.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, what about you?
Well, what little time I have free, I spent my creative energy on my new secret nonfiction project. I don't know if it's the best approach. I mean, I have written about 2,000, 3,000 words, but I've been doing a lot of research on spending some of that time designing a format for the book. So it's a nonfiction. It's going to be kind of a workbook kind of thing. So I've been looking at what are good page sizes, where should the margins go? How can I set up the appendices? What do I do about illustrations? Because all of that, I feel like it's going to matter about what words go where and how many words go where.
Yeah, it will matter.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good decision.
So I couldn't really find anything, any free apps that do a non-standard page size.
Yeah, I've been down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
Right. So I've been mocking up some pages in Canva just to see how they look when I print them, Yeah. So I've been working on my nonfiction book and feeling very guilty that my fiction book hasn't been touched.
Anisha is judging you.
Harshly. She would do that. Yes. Yes. But, you got to do what's whatever grabs you at the moment, I guess. I think maybe I'm
I mean,
doing,
at least
maybe
you're
I'm
doing
wrong.
something.
At least I'm doing something. And what's really interesting is this book does tie into world building, to a
Mm-hmm.
point, and so it's really fascinating how it is tying into my book and helping me maybe get out of my slump. So that's good.
Yeah. Something creative can often kickstart that other creative thing that hasn't been creating.
Well, I've had plenty of kickstarting. I need some make it stopping ending thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, as writers, it is crucial to keep our craft sharp by diving into stories, be it through reading, watching, or listening. So, any interesting stories you've consumed since our last episode, Christina?
Well, from now until this winter, my to do list is long. I mean, longer than hours in a week. I've got a really hard goal that I'm trying to hit for this winter as far as my family life goes. So I really have been trying not to just vegetate in front of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Reducing my screen time. So that just means I'm not watching shows, but I have been listening to Ugly Betty. Um, while I do other things, so at least I have that background noise. But I did take time out on Saturday to binge the latest season of Bridgerton, or the latest releases of Bridgerton with hubby. So
Yes.
killing two birds with one stone,
Mm-hmm.
combining story time with hanging with my bestie,
Mm-hmm.
So
I only half jokingly call Bridgerton an Empire waste of a show. And if you get that joke, more power to you. If you don't, that's fine too. I'm not going to explain it.
you will to me off air.
Probably.
It's
Um,
yeah, I you know what? It's fascinating when you look at the colors that they use with and just the tones and stuff like that, and you get into how they break stuff down by scenes and setting and characters, not just
yeah,
characterizing the characters, but
yeah, no, I
the
get it.
wrapping.
I get
Yeah,
it. I get it. I'm not a fan, but I get it. Like, to each their own. I enjoy Family Guy and Archer and all sorts of
yeah.
nonsensical things. I get it.
I don't like those at all. No.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
yep.
What about you?
I have been reading more Witcher, and
Yeah.
also finally, 2 years late, got around to watching Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Um, that movie is an acid trip,
Yeah.
but it is fantastically weird, and I absolutely loved it, and I highly recommend it. Make sure you have plenty of drinks though, because you're gonna need them.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's really weird, but I understand why it got all the attention it did when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fantastic movie. Very strange, but very good.
All right.
Yeah.
It's Dead Darlings time, when we each share a single sentence from our drafts, no backstory, just the words. These lines may shine, or they could face the delete key. But we're
Womp
happy to
womp.
share. Thank you. But we're happy to share our wordsmithing woes and wins with our fellow writers. So, what you got for us?
He had nobles to meet, and it wouldn't do to smell like a sewer full of livestock.
Wouldn't a sewer full of livestock be dead livestock?
Not necessarily. But that goes into context, and we can't.
We can't.
We can't. We just can't.
We can't. We don't. That's not what this is about. So, what do
Maybe
you like
there are
about that
living
sentence?
livestock in the sewer.
Are you keeping it? Are you getting rid of it? And if you're keeping it, what do you like about it?
I have no idea. It's very
No.
first draft. Honestly, I was grasping at straws,
Hmm.
but I do like that because it raises questions, and I don't know. There's something about it that I like, and I can't
Yep.
figure out what it is. But Obviously, it raises questions because the first thing out of your mouth was a question.
That's good. That's always
Right?
good. That's all we want to do is pique the interest.
Mm-hmm. I'll go out on a limb and say that sentence stinks.
No pun intended.
Pun absolutely intended. We've just come through Father's Day weekend. I'm a dad. I earn my right to make bad jokes.
To make dad jokes.
It doesn't mean they're good.
Yeah.
All right. What do you have?
I pulled something from my nonfiction book.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, like you, this very, very first draft. This was just me throwing words, seeing, I haven't even seen what sticks yet, but this is what I threw. We humans, I think it's fair to assume whoever is reading this is a human, have been fascinated with symbols since the dawn of time.
And 300,000 words later, you have the Da Vinci Code.
Perhaps.
Yeah, humans are fascinated with symbols. Always have been.
Always have been.
Mm-hmm. Now, on to the point of the show and our favorite game. Each week, we roll a d20, which helps us randomly choose from our perpetual list of 20 scenarios. And then we talk about how it would affect our worlds. Christina, are you ready?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Number 8. What if the stars held the memories of the past and stargazers could glimpse into history by studying constellations?
I like that one. I mean, if you look at astrology here on Earth today, it's about looking at the constellations about what's happening right now. But to have a magical ability that allows you to look at the stars and see history, that's interesting. Well, we said, but held the memories of so the stars, whose memory? I guess the stars' memory or somebody's memory.
The royal memory.
So we're talking
memory
about
in general. I don't know.
Talk about somebody having a specific type of magical ability, I guess. Not special kind of stars in the sky. Oh, but wouldn't it be cool? Okay, a sci-fi type of book story where people thought it was a star, but it's not. It actually is beaming information into people's heads. So like a satellite. So like it's kind of like a medieval world, and these satellites end up in the sky and they're beaming information into people's heads to give them information from somebody else's world on how to build their technology. Ooh, I like that.
I have an image of the History Channel aliens guy in my head now.
Absolutely. I'm not saying it's aliens, but
it's aliens. Yeah. We already used him for an episode cover. We can't do that again.
We can't do that again.
We can't do that again. So, if the stars hold memories, is it the star itself? Is the light a pattern of like data, like a fiber optic or like an optical data cable kind of thing?
That's kind of what I'm thinking. So, within the light wave, the light wave carries a memory. We still don't know how memories work in humans. We still don't understand it. So who knows where we get our ideas. And you know what? It's more about what I'm envisioning right now is somebody else's memories stored in a star that are beamed to somebody on this planet, and it becomes inspiration.
So stars are alien data centers.
Yes. Absolutely. Or more interestingly, from they're not alien, they're just prehistoric humans.
Hmm.
So
Valid.
somehow the
Valid.
whole planet washed away all traces of life.
Hmm.
And then the dinosaurs came, right?
And then the dinosaurs went.
And then the dinosaurs went. And then little humans came around and they're getting these memories from human like people from Earth.
Interesting.
Well, that's where my head went.
Very interesting.
It went totally not in my world, but that's where I went.
Yeah, I can't really think of a way to fit this into my world necessarily, but it's definitely giving me ideas.
I could fit it into my world, but it's too easy and not very interesting. It's just another magical ability.
Yeah,
You
well,
know?
excuses.
I mean, serious, it's not that hard to
Right,
do it. Because I have this. This is pretty close to what I can make this happen in my world, and it wouldn't change my story.
right. I'm trying to think how I would make that happen. Um, yeah,
I
no
can
idea.
I can say that um, instead of something, so Aniksha does. I don't want to give anything away, so I could see this as being a different mechanism than what I was using for Aniksha's abilities, maybe. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that.
yeah. Um,
Yeah, I could see that working.
I
I'm
don't know if
not.
it'd be any more interesting. I don't think it'd add any more interest to my story.
Yeah, and I have no idea how to make this work in my world. I'm trying to figure something out, and I got nothing. But now here's one. If we're riffing on random ideas, what if the stars were not just beaming information into people's heads? Like you said, what if they were actually controlling people?
Ow, yuck, ucky, no, bad. I don't like that.
Hey, I live in the morally gray, okay?
I love the idea. I hate thinking that could happen.
I'm not saying it could happen, but like as an idea for a story,
I know what
if
you're
you're
saying,
being
but
controlled, how do you figure this out? How do you work against it if it's controlling you?
how
Because
do
that
you
would
when
be
it's?
against the self-interest of the entity or entities that set it up or that are controlling it.
It would be
Like
very interesting. So we're still going down sci-fi here, right? So
it it could be a sci-fi, it could be a fantasy. It could very
I
well
mean,
be a fantasy.
well, fantasy sci-fi, but no. So how does somebody defeat something they can't have? They don't have access to.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Maybe if in order to make it work, there had to be like some sort of parasite or something. If we're dealing with like a fantasy world, some sort of biological parasite would make sense. Where if you
Hmm.
get infected with this parasite, you are controllable.
Hmm.
So in order to undo the control, you would have to get rid of the parasite somehow, but you're being controlled and trying to get rid of the parasite is against the best interest of the parasite, so you can't do it, someone else has to do it, but you're also being controlled, so you're going to defend yourself against the people trying to help you. Yeah.
Well, that's a dark angle.
That got weird real quick.
Yes, I kind of like the idea of a parasite making you suddenly see that everybody else is being
Oh
controlled.
yeah, see there's a twist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a meteorite hits the Earth, a parasite wiggles out.
Hmm. Very interesting.
I find that a little more interesting, but yeah, fitting into my world, it would totally change the reason that my main character has the ability she has,
Mm-hmm.
but it wouldn't change my story.
Fair.
And I don't know if it'd make it any more interesting.
Fair. And I can't see a way to fit it into my world. So
But we did
There you
find a
go.
way to make up new worlds for it.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's easier to start from scratch than it is to augment something that already exists.
Ay. Don't, yeah.
This is why most writers I know have a folder full of what I call stubs. Like
Yeah.
bits and pieces of 1,000 different ideas that, whether it be an outline or notes or write a scene and throw it away in a folder and hide it, go back to your normal project, whatever. Everybody's got one.
Everyone's got one.
Whether or not you get back to them, who knows? I intend to get back to some of mine eventually if I ever finish the ones I'm working on. But
yeah.
Yeah.
So something pretty interesting for all our listeners is that I'm looking at our stats, and you guys are awesome. We actually have people listening to us.
Yay!
I'm looking at, well, we've got some good episodes in there. I mean, we got some 2-digit downloads, so that's awesome.
It's progress.
That's awesome. That's progress. Look at that. We have one person from Europe who's listened.
Mm-hmm. Last time I looked, I think we had a couple from like India or the Philippines.
Wow, 5 people from Boston, Mass.
I wonder why.
I'm about as far from Boston, Mass culturally as you are from Seattle. So it's still far, far away. So
yeah.
We got Texas. Hello, Texas, whoever you are. We have a Kansas. Hello, Kansas, whoever you are. We have a Oklahoma. Hello, Oklahoma. And then we got a UK person. Hello, UK. Thank you.
Sweet.
So
awesome.
One day we might be listened to by like 100 people, which would be cool.
That would be awesome. We're working on it. We're going to keep doing it. Whether you listen or not, we're going to keep doing this.
Absolutely. Keeps us on our toes.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of that, all you listeners out there, if you're a world builder, crafting your first universe, or maybe a seasoned creator, and this includes the D&D game masters, writers, authors, or any imaginative soul spinning new realms, we would be thrilled to have you join our podcast. Talk to us, talk on air, talk to the rest of our 20-something listeners. Yay! Drop us a line through whatifsouthisup.com or send a message via our Facebook page. Wait a minute. I got a question. You go ahead. I'm gonna look something up while you say your little bit.
Okay. Remember, our list is always open for new what-if scenarios. If you have a unique twist you want to explore, join us or simply send us your what-if ideas and we'll give you all of the credit. Visit our Facebook page, send us an email, and we will be more than happy to work with you.
We'd be honored if you did. Go there,
yes.
Send us a line, tell us
Please.
that you're alive.
It's getting lonely in cyberspace. The cold and dark is moving in.
Well, faster than the stars. Okay, Mr. Derek, where can folks find you on the interwebs?
My website is DerekHallAuthor.com, but you can also find me as DHallAuthor on just about all the socials. Xtina?
You can find me on uniquelyxtina.com and uniquelyxtina on my Facebook, Insta, or TikTok, and whatever else. I just don't go look there.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.